Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Well, at this stage, the Australian dollar is attempting to reload its bullish momentum as it now challenges this level of 77.40. With a couple of things in mind. First of all, what's helped the Australian dollar is the fact that the US Federal Reserve Chairwoman on Wednesday commented to the US Senate committee, signalling that the Fed was neither in a rush nor even interested in taking interest rates higher. So from there, and also with the better than expected Chinese trade figures, which indicated strong foreign demand from the country's goods, as well as the resilient domestic demand, and along with the weaker US dollar, the Aussie, from these factors, may take on the challenge beyond 77.40. Now, a sustained break above this two-year high would, or should I say 1 year high, but overall 2 years, considering how the pattern's held at 77, is that we could see initial move towards 77.90 and then short covering continues towards 78.45. But let's be a little bit cautious to the fact that the recent challenge that you can see back here in March this year clearly failed, as well as it did in February, and did collapse. So we could see this easily return to this bear phase. With the trigger level being at 76.70, but keep an eye on that as we could get a breaker there. Could open way towards 76.35 to 75.70. Well, since the euro backed away from the 14-month high of 114.85, overall, the market has respectively held bearish. Now, that being said, if you have a look to the downside, we did get a low of a break, should I say, of 113.80, but not quite supportive enough to get that move down. But technically, yes, I do still see the market to move lower, and taking out that 113.65 minor support level, we'll bring in the next target of 113.15 to 112.40.45. What could trigger this move is tonight that we have in the US retail sales and also the CPI figure. So keep an eye out for that. Well, dollar yen's breaking down from the top side of 114 handle. Now looks towards the support, which was recently, in the last 12 to 24 hours, rejected. The support coming in at 112.70.80 with the low being 85. The market has responded slightly bullish, but not enough at this moment to get the market to rally on. With the resistance capping at 113.65, I do expect to see further down tests and unwind out of this overbought condition and look towards a break of 112.70 to 111.80 to 112.10 before bringing out a bullish call. However, the longer we remain above 112.70 could indicate a further rise in the market and re-challenge these highs at 114.30.40 and reassess from there. Well, the pound is attempting to restore itself towards the upside, but still got a bit of a task ahead of it, with 129.65 to 130.30.45 being the resistance. Technically, I'm not fully supportive of this market sustaining, and if we see a break beneath the 128.60 level, which is a little bit away, we could get the move towards its objective of 127.70.85 and reassess from there. Well, the gold outlook is a little bit on the softer side. However, still keep a note that while the market still makes these lows, the stochastic is clearly showing bullish divergence, and also the MACD histogram is increasing to the upside. I do expect to see eventually the market take on the challenge of 25 and moving beyond there towards 1,229 to 32. A break above there will give further scope towards 12.45. With a view now of buying on dips, I expect to see the market respond to a bullish reaction if we challenge the level of around 09 to 15. And to wrap up with oil, the market is attempting to recover. Not fully supported from the technicals from the MACD, but the stochastic is showing some potential seeing a bullish crossover. A break above 46.80 to 85 would give further scope to the upside and bring in a target of $48.60 before seeing a reversal. However, a strong rejection from this level of 48.60 85 would turn the view back towards 44.60 and reassess from there. So that wraps up my daily video. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead and a great start to the weekend.